like you. Be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one. Only one. I was an ordinary boy.
Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. As you're well aware that the motto of this channel is to bring out the consultancies on the same platform so that the people are well aware of what these consultancy does and make a proper utilization of the consultancies by the job seekers and the job aspirants. The problem that was previously faced by the people is they are not aware of the consultancies or they get trapped in a wrong consultancy. So in this same series, we are with our next consultancy, that is the Equation Consultancy. So in the same series of getting consultancies on the same platform and making people aware of the consultancy and how to work and what are the services this consultancy provide, we have Vishak with us with one of the renowned consultancy of Pune, that is the Equation Consultancy, and we'll be going ahead with some of the questions so that people become aware of this consultancy. Our YouTube channel.
Hi, sir.
So how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm also good, thank you. So shall I begin with my few questions about your consultancy?
Yep.
So, sir, I just want to know what type of job does your consultancy provides?
So we provide jobs which are into BPOs, which are into KPOs, and we mostly deal into BPO because that's been our portfolio from the last 15 years, 12 to 15 years down the line.
Okay. So it's this consultancy is in this profile for this business is for last 15 years, and they basically deal with the BPO and the KPOs job. Okay. So who can apply through your consultancy? Is there any criteria? Graduates, undergraduates, or 12 or postgraduate?
So people from all domain, that is in a 10 pass, 12 pass, graduation, BTech can apply for BPO jobs because in BPOs, as we all know, it's the main thing to get a job is obviously the person has to be very fluent when he speaks English. That's it. They look into the communication. If the communication is good, they get selected in the company. So qualification is not a challenge over there.
So you said 10, 12th graduation, all are eligible. So BTech guys, the Bachelor in Engineering, are those also eligible?
Those are also eligible, but then the companies have the criterias that they need to meet up with.
Okay.
The BE percentage and all.
Okay. And the last follow-up to this question, and the masters, the people who have done masters,
They can also apply for it.
okay, they can also
Apart from MTech.
apart from MTech. So apart from MTech, they have openings for almost every domain, every graduate, and even 10th and 12th as well. So, the most important part of a job is salary because that is why people work. So what is the salary does people get? This 10 people with 10th pass and 12th pass and a graduation and a BTech. Is there any specific salary range and all?
Okay, for international companies, the average salary or fresher salary that everyone gets is near about 14 to 15,000. For a domestic BPO, people get near about 8 to 9,000. Depends upon which company they get selected with. 10 pass is with if a person is a 10 pass, there are very few companies who take them because most of the companies require a person who's 12 pass.
Okay.
So you have one or two companies who take 10 pass, but then they require people with BPO experience who are 10 pass.
Okay. So everybody might be aware of the salary range of this with different education background. And you refer to this BPO jobs. So does your company helps the candidate in non-BPO and non-IT jobs, which might be referred to a retail job or in the manufacturing sector? There are many manufacturing, automobile or medication manufacturing. Does your consultancy provide placement there as well?
No, we don't have any other jobs apart from BPOs because that's been a portfolio in the last 12 to 15 years. So we play in the same market itself.
And for this BTech guys, do you have this IT placement or in the placement to the BPOs and KPOs?
So we help BTech guys, BE guys getting a job in the BPO market. But then if they're looking out for a particular domain, like someone who's looking out for Java development or core IT, that's a bit difficult just because obviously we don't deal into that. But then if they are okay with some technical process, semi-technical voice, troubleshooting, yes, we do give them a job with different companies that we have.
Okay, that's it. So, and does your consultancy charge any fees?
No, we do not charge any fees, is because obviously that's illegal. The person is not, if a consultancy takes fees from a person and he's not even assured the job, that's not ethical. And we have we have our payments from the company itself, so we do not take any fees from the candidate.
Okay, neither any type of registration fees, nothing. Post getting job also, you don't charge anything. Okay, that's a good news for our viewers. This consultancy is absolutely free. And what is your operational timing of this consultancy? When do you guys work?
So we generally open our office at 10 a.m. in the morning, and obviously there's no logout for us is because we need to work around the clock. We have interviews that go up to 11, 12 at night as well, depending upon the numbers that we have, depending on the clients we have. So on today's date, we almost have each and every company that comes and sits in the office, and obviously the person doesn't have to go to company to give interviews. And under one roof itself, he can give interviews for various companies itself.
That's a nice service of this consultancy. Many companies under one roof, and candidate do not have to struggle and go to different consultancy at a different location because traveling is also very difficult. Sir, so are you operational only in Pune, or do you provide jobs to people in other cities as well?
Okay. So our head office is Mumbai. We started from Mumbai, then we opened up in Pune. So we now cater in Bangalore as well. We have it in Delhi as well. And we have a branch that's in Dubai.
Okay.
And yes, these are the 4 cities as of now that we are working in.
Okay, so there are 4 cities in which this consultancy is operational, and also other than India, they are operational in Dubai as well. So, so now you basically deal with BPO jobs and BPO and KPO jobs. So the basic requirement of this profile is English and a good communication skill. But there would be candidates who would not be much good at communication. So how do you place them, or what do you do with those candidates?
So people who are not good in the communication, we put them for a back office profile, something into data entry work or email and chats. We try our level best to get them a job somewhere or the other, because obviously we know that a person has to earn his bread and butter. So we try our best to get them a job, but then obviously people who are not good in the comms find it very difficult to get a job in the market.
But you try to place them the best you can do for them. Okay. So even if you have not an excellent communication, still it could not be a barrier to your career. But because these consultancies try to place you because they have a number of companies you work for. So, and if we talk about the score marks, does that matters when you try to place candidates?
So the scoring is only the percentage thing that we look into. That is only for BE and BTech guys. Because obviously someone who scored 70, 80, 90, someone who scored more than 60% will get a job in IT or any Java development field. And that's happened in the past, as in we have selected people who have done BTech and who have scored like 70 and 65. They have got placed in a BPO, but within a month itself, they've left the company, stating that they've got a better job in their field. So now on today's date, every company does take B and
So any approximate number you have, the number of candidates you placed via this consultancy?
So I do look into the hire, but I don't have a proper figure as in how many people do we place. But then because that's something which my MIS team handles.
Okay.
So I've never asked them how many candidates we place in a month.
Okay. No
So
problem.
I do my part of the job of getting them selected.
Okay. So generally, how many rounds of interview does your consultancy or the companies which come to your consultancy, how many rounds, an approximate idea or a general interview idea you can give to our viewers?
So the interview rounds, always remember when it comes to a voice process, a pure voice process will initially have only 3 rounds. That is your HR, your VNA, that's your voice and accent, and your last round, that's your operations round. But when it comes to a semi voice process, there's a round that is added, that is your test round, because obviously it's a semi voice process. You have to deal with customers on emails, chats. They need to check the way you write your grammar, your tense sentences, your tenses, because sometimes a person who speaks good cannot write good,
Okay.
and someone who can write good cannot speak good. So they have all these rounds that they do check. So near about, depending upon a voice process, you have 3 rounds. For semi-voice, you have 4 rounds, and if it's a back office, obviously you have to do 5 rounds, out of which 3 are test rounds that they have to go through.
So generally, it depends upon the profile you go, and also the technicality of that domain you are going to. Okay. So, And so there many candidates comes. So what happens if the candidates fail to crack the interview? So if he does not qualifies for a particular interview, so what happens to the candidate? Do you take any ownership of the candidate, or try to place another way, or train them, or what happens to that candidate?
So, okay. So when we place a candidate at a company, we do train the candidates on the HR round, on the VNA round, on the operations round. Even then, when they give an online test, we do inform them, okay, what are the tests all about, where they have to be careful on that. But in case if a candidate is rejected, it's not that, okay, we showcase them for Dubliners, okay, he's getting rejected over there. So we tell him to go home. That's not there. We obviously place him for some other place, other companies, which will hire him, where he can crack the interviews. He'll get a job over there with the salary that he's expecting.
Okay. So it's not that once you have rejected in a company, you have to go home. They'll try to place you to the best available option in the, as per the opening.
As per the
Opening
opening,
also matters a lot. So, sir, I'll ask you a last question. Can you share the last question would be any information you want to share other than those questions I have covered about your consultancy, your way of working, your vision and all that?
So our vision basically has only one thing, that is we want to place maximum people in the market. Obviously, we want to grow big in the market, and Equation has always delivered huge numbers to the reputed companies that we work for. But then we have our challenges that we face, but then we overcome that, and we try to get people placed in different companies and try to get them best job that they have.
Okay. Yes, and thank you so much for your time, your patience, and listening to our questions. Hope all these questions would be useful to our viewers and people who are looking for a job. This might be helpful, and they might get a brief idea how these companies work and how to get contact with this consultancy if you want to make a career in IT, in a BPO or a KPO domain. So this consultancy is one of the best options.